Hanazono, I'm founder and chair of Human Resource Accreditation Institute, HRAI, in partner with SHRM. I am hosting a global HR conference in Tokyo, the first global HR conference in Japan in November 2023. Today, I'm privileged to interview Angus McGregor, who is Global HR Head in MUFG, the largest financial group in the world. So please, Angus, can you give us a brief introduction?
Yes, thanks very much, Fumie. I'm Angus McGregor. I'm the head of global HR at MUFG. Essentially, that means I'm the head of HR for all the international businesses at MUFG, centered in Tokyo, and I'm responsible for about 700 or so global HR professionals across MUFG. Before that, just briefly in my career, I was a lawyer, both in law firms and financial institutions for about 15 years. And then in the last 15 years, I've been focused in leadership roles within HR, mainly in financial institutions.
Yeah, so we met about 3 months ago for the first time. Why were you interested in meeting with me?
From memory, not that long ago, you joined the ACCJ, I think. So I saw your name and your institution, HRAI, Accreditation Institute, and I was interested just to find out a bit more about that actually. When I met you, I think pretty quickly we had a meeting of the minds about the state of the nation of HR in Japan, and how you were driving some innovation to grow the professional estate of Japan HR. And I had been interested. I've been here for nearly 4 years, and I was interested when I first got here to try and improve the HR quality within the Japanese functions in HR. And I thought I could see that we could somehow work together and help each other to achieve that aim.
Okay, thank you. That's a very compliment to me. Thank you very much. So in November conference, along with SHRM CEO, Ambassador of Bulgaria, Ms. Sagawa, who is Japanese female entrepreneur, you will make a keynote speech for us. Can you tell us a bit about your keynote speech?
Yeah, sure. Don't really want to give it all away though, obviously.
No, of course not.
But no, I'm going to talk about a global human capital strategy for MUFG. We're very much focused as we come into the last year of our medium-term business plan, our 3-year plan. We're focused on really the next 10 years at MUFG. What does that hold for the business? How do we modernise financial institution and banking? And very much part of that is a human capital strategy. So I'm going to say some things about having that very closely aligned to the business strategy. So they're hand in hand. It's a human capital strategy that supports and helps the business strategy to grow. I'll also talk about the advisory nature of HR. So both having obviously an efficient operations, but also using the power of technology and data to bring those operations and data skills to the business via an advisory function, mostly the business partner function, but also trying to at the same time have a career path for HR professionals, so that actually they can see a way through to being closer to the business and adding more value. And I always say serving the business safely. So advisory in service and high quality skills of service, but also having a level of control function within HR to empower the business forward, but in a controlled manner.
Wow, sounds very exciting. Yeah, we are looking forward to it. Actually, my image, or maybe to the most of the people, the Japanese banks, financial institute have a conservative approach to everything, including business or management style. Although it's great news that global HR head of MUFG is non-Japanese, who's leading in Japan and out of Japan. So it's going to be a powerful keynote speech. I'm pretty much looking forward to it.
Well, that's very kind of you. Let's hope I can live up to that expectation. I do think, yes, it's often said, particularly maybe the Mitsubishi name as well also has a level of conservatism. Certainly the Japanese organizations were very, in some respects, clever through their conservatism during the difficult times, the Lehman shock and crisis. So actually, Japanese organizations feel quite proud of the way they've managed their business during that. So the idea really is with that very secure bed of capital and client base that they can actually then move on and grow across the globe in a very measured way, but giving benefit to both shareholders and employees. So there is something there about some level of excitement about it rather than just conservatism, actually.
Yeah, actually, I can really tell you that SHRM CEO, the Johnny C. Teller, I met him last week in person in Las Vegas. He told me every HR conference or meetings he's invited by almost like country level, they always discuss, or there's always, people always mention Japan name. Although Japan is not there, always people are interested in Japan. How are we going to manage this rapidly aging population, reducing workforce, and also with the robotics or other automation, techniques we have. So your speech will be definitely a good souvenir for the guests coming from the overseas as well to take back.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean there is something about Japan. I mean, I was just talking the other day with two people who've been here a long time, very capable business people, and they saying with all of the headwinds within Japan, and over the last period, 25 years or so of stagnation, yet the economy is still, number 3 GDP, and has a lot of influence both in Japan and outside. So some level of the policies are the right strategy for Japan and its organisation. So I think the interesting piece for us at MUFG is combining the wealth of the Japanese client base with the growing global client base and linking the two. We have a concept of unlocking Japan, and part of that is bringing businesses back into Japan to invest, because currently the investment in Japan is quite favourable, but also combining the two, and so that you have Japanese leaders and non-Japanese leaders across all of our global organisations, so that actually you can get you're sort of empowered by some of those Japanese leadership skills overseas with the global businesses. Yeah,
and Japan actually has lots of good HR policies, which is rather advanced as well. So I would like to really deliver such a message, to the rest of the world as well.
Great. So would I.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So we are pretty much looking forward to your keynote speech and workshop as well, so that the people can exchange their opinion with you as well. So can you give a message to the people who are interested in participating in our global HR conference?
Yeah, of course. I think it's, as I said at the start, very exciting. So please do join up, come on in and join in, because it's going to be a great set of conversations, not just a one-way dialogue. I think it's more interesting in the workshop session. So there's some nice keynote speeches which should be hopefully inspirational, and then the next couple of days some workshops where you can really debate some of the issues. The one I'm giving is going to be on business partnering and the sort of what I think is the modern way of bringing HR services to the business. I think it's important that this is important for all Japanese individuals, that actually in corporates and financial institutions this is worthy to attend, because there's a number of sessions that will be relevant to what you do, and there'll also be a multinational client base or set of delegates. So when you come, it'll be, as I said right at the start, hybrid of conversations in different languages with different experiences from not just within Japan. So I think it'll truly bring the global to Japan, and you'll get to take advantage of that. I think also I would just say great networking. I think these gatherings give a great opportunity to just have sidebar conversations and swap emails and contacts so that you can pick up afterwards and really dig deeper where you want to go. So lots of different reasons to come and join in the pioneering effort that Fumie and her team have put together.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So we're all looking forward to seeing you in person in Tokyo in November 2023. So thank you.
Thanks a lot.